here is the moment that broke people's brains.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
That's it. It's a wonderful day in the homiehood, a wonderful day for a homie. Won't you be my homie to Taro? Conservatives are losing their goddamn minds once again over their most popular subject, women's sports. If you didn't know, conservatives are obsessed with women's sports. This most recent debacle is over women's basketball. And it's actually really exciting because there are women playing basketball. And this is news to a lot of people. Personally, I really like watching women's basketball. It's kind of like watching women's tennis to me. It's like it's better than the men's version. Especially college basketball. I think it's really exciting, and conservatives are losing, as I said, their goddamn minds over this picture of a basketball player taunting another basketball player. If you don't understand what's going on here, it's not a gun. It's not a gun. They're pointing to their finger and they're saying, this is where the ring is going to be after we win this championship college basketball game. Now, if you are unaware with basketball, it's a sport. And when you play any sport very competitively, there tends to be trash talking. Basketball is especially known for its trash talking, and somehow conservatives have lost their mind over this. This is Angel Reese is the player here pointing to their finger, and Caitlin Clark. Now, this story is really interesting because, of course, it's not just about basketball. It's about racist ass, sexist ass conservatives losing their mind over nothing. And this is all just normal behavior. So this is Angel Reese saying that all year I was criticized for who I was. I didn't fit the narrative. Reese said, I don't fit the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year when other people do it and y'all don't say nothing. So this is for the girls that look like me, for those who want to speak up for what they believe in. It's unapologetically you, and that's what I did before tonight. It was bigger than me tonight, and Twitter is going into a rage every time. So Reese is 6'3", and you can see on their Twitter account they use this hashtag tall girl Twitter. And I think part of why some conservatives are so mad is because they're not as tall, and they just cannot fathom this idea that there's somebody out there who's a black woman who is standing above them and looking down upon them. It really triggers their complex of having to hold power over people as that they feel are lesser than them. So I was just trying to get, okay, so the other player, Caitlin Clark. Now, apparently these players are like very good. Caitlin Clark is kind of like the leading scorer of the league. It's this girl right here. She does not have a problem with anything that happened. She said, I was just trying to get to the handshake line and shake hands and be grateful that my team was in that position, Clark said. All the credit in the world to LSU. They were tremendous. They deserve it. They had a tremendous season. So even the other player who is getting taunted in this case is not really affected by talking shit. You know why? Because she probably talks a bunch of shit herself. And that's what is the other thing that is breaking brains, is that they can't imagine the white woman to be acting in a similar way as the black woman. So really interesting here. Reese said her gestures, Caitlin Clark is a hell of a player for sure, but I was in my bag. I was in my moment. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited," Reese said. "I don't care about anybody else and what they have to say about me. I don't care to be all American." I really like this quote. I don't care to be all American. I really like that. "I don't care to be be defensive player of the year, player of the year. The biggest goal is to be a national champion, and that's what I did." So, everyone is talking about this. Here is the moment that broke people's brains.
And Angel Reese knows a ring is coming.
So, that's it. That is it. She did the John Cena, "You can't see me," and she pointed to her ring finger because the ring was coming, because they're champions. They're just relishing in their own glory. So, of course, people very hypocritically said, like, "Is all that necessary? Humble in victory." And as it turns out, she was actually making fun of the other player for doing that exact same thing. Apparently, this is like Caitlin Clark's thing that she's done, and that's why Angel Reese did this John Cena "You can't see me" gesture. And you know what? Who cares? Like, who even cares? But apparently, a lot of people care when it's a black woman doing it. And we have Keith Olbermann here, who I've no idea who they are, but they have 1 million followers on Twitter. I guess they have some sort of podcast. Says, "What a fucking idiot," to this exact clip that we just watched. "Doesn't matter the gender, the sport, the background. You're seconds away from a championship and you do something like this and overshadow all the good. Mindless, classless. And what kind of coach does this team have?" Well, the short answer there is a championship winning coach. And Samuel Jackson coming in here. "Thanks for reminding us what Lil Dick energy actually is, Keith." And just obliterating Keith Olbermann. And he's here just like imagine getting like ratioed out of the water like this and then coming back with something that only got 14 likes. "Yeah, Sam, I already trashed Clark in the podcast and in tweet 2 of the thread, but go on." And it's like, okay, so he does, because he realized that he's getting obliterated for this. He comes out with a statement and he says, "I apologize for being uninformed last night about the backstory on this. I don't follow hoops, college or pro, men or women. I had no idea about Clark. Both were wrong." So this is honestly amazing, because we have I assume this person is a conservative at the very least, like they're a reactionary, right? And basically just saying like, "Oh yeah, I don't even care about basketball. I don't care about women's basketball. I don't care about college basketball, pro basketball. I don't care about men's basketball. I don't care about women's basketball." But that's the exact point, is that people will lose their minds and they don't even care. It's the same with like transgender women competing in sports. People don't even care, but they will do whatever to get a quick hit on Twitter or whatever. Like, they'll say whatever they need to say because they're absolute like idiots, you know? Keith Olbermann is an American news commentator, usually thought of as American center left. Oh, really? But big on decorum, etc. Okay. Well, I mean, American center left is like far right everywhere else, I guess. So really, that is odd, but I mean, wow. Like, as I said, definitely a reactionary. So people are saying, like, the thing is, this is never a big deal. This is behavior that happens like literally every day in the NBA, right? When there's men engaging in trash talking, nobody thinks twice. But now he's coming out with this statement and saying they're both wrong, and like women shouldn't act this way, and the most obvious criticism here is just like it's just like reeks of a double standard, reeks of sexism. If he doesn't want to see people talking trash in professional sports, then he can just turn off the TV. And apparently he never even turns on the TV. So like we know actually that this person, Keith Olbermann, does not care. So Angel Reese is like basically winning this moment like so hard. You can just tell by like seeing a couple of their tweets that they are a super star, you know, but they're also like super at like not giving any fucks. Like and you kind of just like love to see it, you know. So here's someone saying Angel got all these politicians mad, and she really do. They are big mad. And she had a little spot here as well.
I'm happy. I mean, all year I was critiqued about who I was. Nobody. I don't. Yeah. The narrative. I don't fit the narrative. I don't fit in the box that y'all want me to be in. I'm too hood. I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year. But when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. So this was for the girls that look like me, that's gonna speak up on what they believe in. It's unapologetically you. And that's what I did it for tonight. This was for the more than, it was bigger than me tonight. It was bigger than me. Twitter is gonna go in a rage every time. And I mean, I'm happy. I feel like I've helped grow women's basketball this year. I'm super happy and excited. So I'm looking forward to celebrating in the next season.
Amazing. You know, you can tell actually like she's getting really emotional there. And it is important to just unapologetically be yourself. And you love to see it. You love to see it. Crazy to me that anyone would melt down and take away from this amazing moment. Keith Olbermann also said sexist things about World Baseball Classic. Good morning, Miyoshi. Yeah, clearly they are a sexist idiot, reactionary. I would be really surprised actually to find out if they were even center left. I would definitely categorize them as a conservative with a reaction like this. And you know what? Keith Olbermann was not the only one. There were plenty of people trying to like make an issue out of this on Twitter and across social media. The great part is whenever somebody does something like this, they get absolutely destroyed. And it's great to see Angel Reese dunk on them. You know, they say that women's basketball is not fun because there's no dunking. Well, I guess now there is, because all the dunking is taking place live in real time on twitter.com. Why not make sure you don't miss the next video by liking, commenting, subscribing, and ringing the bell? Thank you so much for watching. It's my homie, too, Taro. Peace.